words are we supposed to start the podcast?
We ready? 1, 2, 3. I feel like I can do better. 1, 2, 3. It's not my day.
Relapse.
It's not my day today.
You peaked.
I peaked. I'm going downhill.
This is the downhill slide.
Yeah, I'm going to have to practice.
Of the clap on. It's those dragons. Pumps, what have you had it with?
What I've had it with is my daughter, who I love, who is precious, all of that shit.
Right.
So last night we had to go to a graduation party.
Okay.
So I told her before we left, this is a 20 to 30 minuter.
Right.
We're going to be in, we're going to be out.
Right.
She's like, okay, yeah, great.
Pre-negotiated
before we left the house.
Right. Okay.
So then as we're driving
right,
and see the valet line, I tell her, we're not going to valet because the master of all social engagements,
my friend,
your friend that she knows, doesn't valet park because you can get in and out faster.
She does the math on it.
She does. I mean, she's on it.
Right.
So we go in, mixing, rolls on about 30 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. I go to her. I said, it's time. She's like, okay. Let me go say bye to somebody. I go, no, in an Irish exit, you don't say goodbye. You fade to black. And by the time people notice you're gone, not talking to someone else, you're at home in your jammies. And she's like, no, Mom, I have to. So she comes back and then she says, oh, I have to say bye to one more person.
I would have left her.
I said, that's it. No more. We're not riding together anymore. This is not acceptable. You have completely ruined the Irish goodbye.
You should have left her and said you need to Uber home or get a friend or drive you home.
That's probably
that
what
is an egregious violation, because here's one thing I've learned with the black tie event I went to with my friend that can teach the master class on how to go in,
right,
socialize, not look like an asshole, look like you're having the time of your life, and be at home before anybody even knows what happened to you.
Right.
What I learned is you have to pre-negotiate. You pre-negotiate. So when she asked me to go to this event with her, I said, what time do you anticipate leaving this event?
Right. The most person.
And she answered, I will have you at home in your PJs before the first valet car is pulled up. And she delivered.
That's right.
So what I learned in that is you have to pre-negotiate. And in your case, if it's with a 20-year-old, 19, 20-year-old, you need to pre-negotiate.
Right. Because I did pre-negotiate.
When the timer is up, I'm leaving. If you don't leave with me, you will be left to find a ride home, Uber, and or walk.
That's exactly right.
Okay. We have to talk about something that's horrible.
What?
It's horrible. It's a huge problem. It's Zooms.
I'm so fucking tired of Zoom.
There's multi-layers to this, so let me make my case.
Okay.
Number one, you receive the Zoom invitation via email.
Right.
You click accept. The email just disappears on its own. It doesn't go to saved. It doesn't go to junk. It doesn't go to spam. It doesn't say in your inbox. It just fucking disappears. And then the link is supposed to go to your calendar.
Right.
Oftentimes, I go to my calendar to find the Zoom link. Much to my surprise, it's not there.
Right.
And because this is disappearing, this email that I didn't click delete on, I didn't click move, I didn't click report to spam, I wanted it to just be in my email box.
Right.
Has just decided to disappear. And whoever thought that was a great fucking idea to just magically delete emails, it's so dumb.
It's so dumb.
Let us have the copy.
Right.
So half the time when I get on a Zoom, I'm already fucking wound up like a cheap clock because I can't find the fucking link.
Yes.
I hate being late. I've had it with that. Okay, now let me move on to the Zoom itself.
Okay.
Recently, you and I had to have a meeting.
Right.
And we requested with this person, we don't need an 8 to 10 people deep Zoom.
Right. One person's good.
We just need to do it with you. We're Cliff Note version type of people. Zooms have turned into a grandstanding, circle jerk of everybody in this awkward digital space. And I have fucking had it. And then have you seen that one Instagram meme where a guy, like, they were on Zoom and he thought his camera was muted and he's like getting out his lotion and a tissue?
Shut up. Don't even.
And his coworkers are like, hey, Brian, or whatever his name is, turn off your camera. And he's like muted where he can't hear them.
Oh gosh.
So he's got like porn popped up.
No. Can they see that?
Immediately goes into
A full whack job.
a full whack.
Oh my God. Okay. First of all, why is he whacking off whether he's got his camera on or not during a work call?
Because men are fucking monsters when it comes to masturbation pumps. You're old as dirt. If you don't know this by now, I'm not that.
But I'm not doing it on the
surprised.
screen.
We're talking about a man. I'm not talking about you.
I
with
hope
your
he got
lube and your
fired because his
vibrator.
judgment's bad.
I don't know.
There's a part of me.
That kind of wants to see the guy walk down the masturbation train.
I just was going to say that. Like, part of me would have loved to have been on that Zoom call.
I'm going to say I'm right there with you. I am right there with you.
And all the people that are like, turn your camera off, I'd be like, shh, shh, shh. Shh, he's fine. Not because I'm dying. I'm just like, if you're going to be that fucking bold, I want to witness it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got the balls to rip your dick out on a Zoom call.
Get the lotion, get the tissue. I'm going to show it to you when we finish this. You're going to die. It is. Have you seen it, Kylie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, it's, and here it is. I mean, I think this happened probably like 2 years ago. And now we're talking about it on our podcast. This poor fucking guy who does what every guy does 25 times a day, thinks about doing nonstop. He will always be known as the Zoom masturbator. I'm just going to tell you, male listeners, you got to be cautious with your dicks. Dick pics.
Oh my God,
Cameras
dick
and your
pics.
penises, you've got to be cautious. I think we need to talk to our sons about this more. Cameras and penises need to stay away from each other.
I've talked about it several times with mine because it is like, you do not want a dick pic floating around. Remember that dick pic I showed you and it like, I forgot that it was a video?
Oh my God. That was so fucked up. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, that was sent to your single friend, right? And then she sent it to you. And then you sent it to me. And
No, I just showed it to you.
No. You sent it to me.
Did I send it?
Yeah.
I know I showed it to you at the office too, though.
See, men, this is what the deal is with the dick pic. They get circulated.
But I think obviously if you're whacking off on a dick pic video that you send to somebody you don't know, you don't care if everybody
We've just
sees
gone
it.
to the gutter.
Yeah, we have. It's too far.
I just realized I've never told you this. Like 3 weeks ago, I'm in the DMs of I've Had It podcast, laying in bed.
Mm-hmm.
And someone sent us like 4 dick pics in a row.
What?
I deleted them immediately because I opened it.
Kylie, you know.
Was it the same person?
Do
Yeah,
we have a
someone sent
deleted
4.
box?
It's
Can
gone.
we get it? What?
It's gone.
Kylie.
Because you know how when it's restricted, it doesn't show you and you have to click it to open.
Right.
Unblur the
I
image.
clicked it, opened it, penis pops up.
Okay, welcome to I've Had It, an intellectually stimulating, very deep podcast. We're
Right.
here to make you better people.
This took a bad
It's
turn.
horrible. Oh, it's horrible. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Angie.
I'm not even going to call either one of us the star of the show.
We
We are
suck.
gutter snipes. Total gutter snipes.
We are just complete assholes.
Kylie, what's going on social?
This segue couldn't have been better.
Okay, great.
So on TikTok this week, we posted the video of the limp dick handshake.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
People in the comments loved soft serve
Oh, yeah.
and croissant dick that you used.
Yeah.
Right.
And they shared their euphemisms, which
Okay.
I have made a list for you.
Oh, great.
Oh, great.
The first one is sad salmon,
Ooh.
the floppy horse,
Ooh.
Floppy's great.
one of my favorites, the half-cooked Vienna sausage, the limp noodle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This person called it pushing rope. They're pushing rope.
Oh, yeah.
I don't get that.
I mean, what would a rope do if you tried to push it in?
Yeah.
Oh, it would just
Yeah.
Flaccid pumps.
flaccid. Oh,
Yeah.
push and rope. That's a good
Push and
one.
rope.
No surprise you failed the bar exam the first time you took it. Kylie, go on.
Shut the fuck up.
I am. Kylie, go on.
The bent carrot.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so we had a friend that was dating a guy in college that had a curved penis, and we called it Banana Man. He was just Banana Man.
That's good.
I had a friend in college, and we called it hook dick.
A hook dick.
A hook dick. Yeah.
Okay, the last one is the sloppy floppy.
That's great.
That's a winner.
Those are the excellent job, Kylie.
Thank you.
Let's do a little check in with Richard. Richard,
Of course you would check it. I'm over just dying.
we're not
this
suggesting.
This is
We're not
hilarious.
suggesting anything. We just want, I mean, it's all these women in here nonstop. I noticed she walked into the recording studio today with a Stanley-like cup. What the hell's going on there?
Yeah. The big 32-ounce water guzzler with the timer on it.
And here, Richard, I thought you were standing in solidarity with me.
I mean, that too, Pumps. I'm with you.
Exactly.
I'm
Well,
with
listen
you. Just
up.
jumping fences.
I'll tell you what's been the biggest game changer for me this summer.
What is it?
The Lume deodorant.
Oh my gosh, no, I love their wipes. You can just wipe off after workout and throw your clothes on. You don't have to worry about smelling. No, that's the real deal.
No, this summer it's like so hot. I'm sweating in out of the car,
Yes.
pickleball practice, exercise class. I've been using their cream, like putting it on my feet, on my pits, inner thighs. I smell fresh as a daisy.
No, it's the real deal. You got to get some.
It is so good. Listener, if you want to smell as fresh as Pumps and me, new customers can get $5 off a Lume starter pack with code HADIT at lumedeodorant.com. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you visit lumedeodorant.com and use the code HADIT. Our next partner is Athletic Greens. Pumps, I've been taking this AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every day. I decided to give it a try because I wanted more energy and I really wanted to do something positive for myself every day. So right when I wake up, I take AG1. It is so easy to take. It is the healthiest thing that I've really done for myself, and I can do it in under 1 minute. It gives me all this increased energy. I have so much more energy when I'm playing pickleball. And the best thing about AG1 is it's delivered to me every month. So it's been super easy to integrate this into like a daily habit. So listener, if you're looking for an easier way to take supplements, Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/hadit. That's athleticgreens.com/hadit. You have got to check this stuff out. Well, listen up, listener. We have a big day. I mean, it's a big day. It is Pride Month, and we have an on-brand guest, and we are so excited to welcome to I've Had It, Delta Work, the host of the very hip podcast, Very Delta. Delta, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Wait, where are you? Where are you in the world?
We are in Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City.
We sit. Oklahoma sits on top of Texas.
Texas. Okay.
Listen, Delta.
That sounds like a lot of drag bands to me. That's all I hear.
We're here to fight the good fight.
That's
all
right.
I know you are.
We're here fighting the good fight. But listen, we digress.
Right.
We're not here to be positive, Delta. We are here to
At all.
We are here to do some shit talking. Okay?
I'm ready
That's
for
what
it.
this is
Yeah.
about. All right. It is time to air the pettiest of grievances.
That's right.
And I'm saying the pettier, the better. So right out of the gates, you have to tell us what you've had it with.
I have had it officially with people who don't look both ways when they cross the street. And this is literally and figuratively. And what I mean by that is when I leave my house, I feel like I'm entering someone else's game that's happening. It's everybody else's game. Whatever laws or whatever traffic things, none of that applies to anyone because people really look at you like, I have somewhere to be. Didn't you know that I have somewhere to be? So these things don't apply to me until I need them to apply to me.
Right.
So you walk out and people are like, well, I'm walking down the street and I don't need to look both ways. I'm on my phone. I'm busy. It's your job to make sure I don't get hit.
Right.
You've got to make sure. And they'll walk out of Target or wherever pushing their cart. La la la. They don't realize that it's also a thoroughfare until they park.
Right.
And they get out of their car
Right.
and they're like, what are these cars doing? I can't believe I'm a pedestrian. You were a pedestrian 30 seconds ago.
Right.
When you parked right over the line. Listen, I want to put a sign on my car that says, please park accordingly. I am very fat. I'm tired of people pulling over the line. And then I'm like, how am I going to get in and out of this car? I don't want your space too. I just want 100% of my space.
Right.
Like 100% of mine. That's it.
Right. But
That's it.
I think what you're getting to here is people do not exercise enough autonomy. If you were in
At
a parking
all.
lot, be in fucking charge of yourself. Be in charge of your fucking grocery cart. Take that fucking cart back. Have some fucking integrity and put it in. And don't just push it down there. Make sure it perfectly inserts into its mate. Be
100%.
have autonomy, be a good parking lot person, be a good fucking shopper. I have had it with this. And what about the parkers, the people that park just way too close?
Yeah, that's the worst.
I am so confused. Not with just that, but also people, like if you're in a big parking lot and you're like, you know what, I'm going to have to eat lunch in the car because I'm going from A to B. And you'll pull kind of under a shade tree away from everyone. And I'm going to listen to something. And there's someone will just park right next to you.
Yes. That has happened to me
What are you
before.
parking there for? There's all these parking spots.
Yes.
You're not eating your lunch. You're just kind of like sitting there where I can kind of see through your window, but I kind of can't. So I don't know. Are you trying to like abduct me, or are you getting off on me eating Panera? Like, what is it?
This has happened to me, and this is not ever really spoken about. So I was out of town for work in Dallas, and I had some time after I worked to go play pickleball. So I had to go change clothes. So I park in this place where I reserved a court and like hired someone to play with me. And so I'm like, I'm going to do a quick change in the car. And then I was just sitting out there listening to a podcast.
Wait, you hire friends? You hired friends?
No,
She doesn't have any friends. She has to hire them.
I had to hire an instructor because I was out of
I
state.
love this idea because you can tell them what to do.
Oh, totally. Yes.
Don't worry, she does.
We're going to work on forehands, back.
Fucking
Yes,
love it.
exactly. So then I'm sitting in the car. I did my little costume change, right? Minding my own business. It's Texas. So these parking lots are massive. I mean, everything's bigger in Texas. And I am as far away from the pickleball court as one could possibly be, Delta. And this motherfucker pulls up right next to me in a Ford F-150 and parks ass in, nose out. And we're looking at each other. And I just thought, what on earth?
I have never even heard of this.
No, this happens.
Yeah.
She is 100% correct. This shit happens. They are like heat-seeking missiles. Like, I am not going to let this person have a moment. I'm going to come just get my car and just get right up in there, park, light a cigarette, and blow smoke in their face. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. That's exactly what, and I don't get it because they don't necessarily engage. They just kind of want you to know that, like, out of the corner of their eye, they see you,
Right.
and they might like rifle around in the console or light a cigarette, do something. But what the fuck? And then you have to move your car.
That's
and
what I
they
did.
don't
Right.
Usually move.
I had to
You
move.
have to.
I had to move. I'm just like,
God.
this parking lot is gigantic. Okay. I want to ask you about, what do you think about people? And we all know these people.
I've had it with people. Oh, there's more. Okay, there's more.
We're with you on that. What about these people? We haven't talked about this yet. The people that brag about, I only require about 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night.
I hate them.
I've
had it with that. And that goes hand in hand. Telling somebody that you only need so much, or that you work so much harder than them. You apply yourself so much more. I have people that come to me and they're like, you know what? It's been such a crazy day. I forgot to eat. You did? You forgot to eat. You see, your stomach never growled, ever.
I think
Not
the
one
follow-up
time.
question to that, Delta, is, so how much cocaine did you do? Was it 3 lines? Was it 4 lines? What, if somebody's going to say something that absurd, I think the next time somebody brags to me about how they're so highly operational on 3 to 4 hours of sleep, I'm going to say, so
how much Coke?
Yeah, are you on cocaine, Adderall,
Adderall,
or
what-
Vyvanse? What do you snort the Adderall or inject it?
And even within the same, like, I have friends who have that FOMO, that fear of missing out. So no matter what event happens, they're like, I've got to go. I've got to get a new outfit. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. And I'm like, what happens at the end of that? Like, what was your end game here? Because you went, and it seems like half the time you go to this stuff, it's not anything that you enjoyed or you got anything out of. And they say, oh, well, it's a network. You got to put your name out there. You got to put your face out there. People have Instagram. If they want to find me, they'll fucking type my name in. I don't need any more exposure. I'm so exposed.
Okay, so here's something I think that we need to make our platform here today. And it is the question. It's a very benign question. You've probably already been asked it 75 times today and asked it to people 75 times a day.
Okay.
And it is the question, how are you? And so the question I don't have to take issue with. It's the answering.
Right. Fine.
And how we always feign, oh my God, I'm great. How are you? I want to start saying if I'm not great, I'm going to say average, don't need to talk about anything in particular, and then just move on to what they need. I don't want to feign because every day can't be a 10. And every time I ask somebody, how was your day? It's always like, oh my God, it's great. The kids are doing great.
I think part of the social contract is you just say it's great or fine.
But that's my point.
I know, but I'm just saying, I don't think, first of all, you don't care what the answer is. They don't care what the answer is.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the overly effusive. Oh my God, we're great. Everything's so awesome. And it's like you just ask very casually, how are you today? And it's met with this
enthusiasm,
amped up enthusiasm that is disproportionate to the very benign, boring question, how are you?
Yeah.
And you get
well, I think that's definitely, I mean, when people are like that, I always think this is definitely like an undiagnosed, mental, you're doing you're covering up for something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Covering up for something.
When there's people that are just hypersexual, I'm all for sex talk. And I think sex is hilarious and it's fun and it's all of those things. But when you can tell someone is just too touchy feely in a weird way, you're it always keeps coming up to this.
Right.
So what are you trying to convey without using your words? Because I can tell you're trying to convey something. So that happiness is covering up. I always feel for somebody who's going to smile and be it's verging on one to the other. Do you know what I mean?
I think so.
You're right.
There was a girl that I knew. She lived around the corner from me. This was when my kids were really little. And it was always, I'd be like, hey, how you doing? And it was always like, oh my God. She was from Alabama, but then had moved to Oklahoma. She's like, we're just great. We're fine. Oh my God, everything's so great. And she would just go on and on about how good things were. Well, next thing you know, you find out the husband's business went belly up and he's totally bankrupt and didn't pay a bunch of people. And they leave at midnight under the veil of darkness. And I was like, I fucking knew something was up with that.
You knew it.
I knew something was up with that because nobody's that fucking happy all the time.
Nobody.
Every day is not a 10.
Right.
Every day is about a 5 to 6. Every day is not a 10.
You're lucky if you get a 7 or 8.
Okay, Delta, we're going to play a game with you called Had It or Hit It. Okay, you tell us if you've had it with something or if you'd hit it. Okay. Oh my God. Welcome to Had It or Hit It. I would hit it. Had it. I hit it every day, sometimes twice a day. Had it or hit it, pantyhose.
Oh, you know what? Hit it. Yeah. In my line of work, yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah. In your line of work.
Let me ask you this. Do you have any drag queen secrets on runners or how to prevent runners? I remember back in the day we would put clear fingernail polish.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Well, I think because I use the term pantyhose just as meaning hosiery.
Right.
But we use, for the most part, I can't say everybody, but I use ballet dance tights. So they're very thick.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's very uncommon for them to run. If they do, it's because a ring or something got caught on them. But I've always heard that other trick with the nail polish.
Yeah. Okay. Had it or hit it, gossip.
Oh, gosh. Why did you do this to me?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I you know what? I like it, but I have had it because I think there's a difference between I've had it. We'll just say that.
See, here's the deal, Delta. This is why you were so tortured when I asked that. Because gossip is one of those things we know we shouldn't like.
Right, but we
But
do.
if it's really good,
right,
none of us are going to just roll out the moral high ground and go, nope, I don't want to hear that. Because if it's some juicy shit about
100%.
somebody laid up with a bunch of hookers and cocaine, we want every last detail. But intellectually, as we all sit here, we want to say had it because, it's
we don't
not
look
something we should be into.
Right. We know it's wrong.
Well, we know it's wrong. But also there's those people that will just run with any gossip.
True.
Right.
And then there's people that are like, oh, I've got to save this one because so-and-so needs to know that I'm not saying anything. I just said, I told you. Right. And it's that kind of gossip. But when you see people that are going back and forth to the same people over and over, and they're like, oh, I won't tell anyone. And then they run over and tell the person that
totally.
The issue, it's weird. But no, I do love gossip.
I think there are layers of it. If I know that somebody is going through a lot of pain, their spouse cheated on them or something horrible happened, if I'm around a group of girls that want to gossip about that in a disparaging way, I remove myself or I say, I don't think this is right. Because I've been that person that's in pain. But if there's a good, juicy story, I'm not so high up on the moral high ground that I wouldn't be like, go on.
Especially when it's somebody who's always been shitting on you.
Right,
and your group of friends, and
Those
you're
are the
like, guess what
best.
happened? Guess what happened? Just saying, I wasn't there.
I think one of the best parts about getting older is that you can remove yourself from the people that, when I talk to Jennifer, I talk about Delta. When I talk to Delta, I talk about Jennifer. Like the total backstabbing two-face thing.
Right.
I think as you get older, you just kind of cut those people out of your life.
Totally.
One of the beauties.
I've had this weird thing about me, like my whole life, which is when there's like severe tension in a room, and you can tell, I'm usually the person that will just sort of like blurt something out that everyone knows and that no one's talking about, and then I just sort of like back out, and I'm like, I'm gonna go outside, just because I feel like, why not? Like, why not start a conversation by asking somebody something so inane and ridiculous, because it's better than the small talk. I really want to know, what's your favorite apple? That's what I'm cooking with apples today. What's your favorite apple? Or have you ever gone to the hospital and had to have a cucumber pulled out of your ass by a doctor? Like, these are real things. And somebody could say, no, but did you know I have a friend who has a fetish for celery or whatever? I mean, these are real. So you can bypass that small talk by asking an actual question.
Right. Or no, but I was just there the other night with my husband and we had a gerbil removed from his ass. Funny you asked.
Perfect. Did it live though?
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Pumps, with all of the trials and tribulations that we've gone through, I have found that the one constant that has really helped me when I felt so vulnerable that sometimes I didn't even want to share with you, is therapy.
Absolutely.
With as busy as we are with our careers and now with the podcast, I have found BetterHelp. It's amazing. All you have to do is go online and you take a short quiz, and then they match you with a therapist, and then it is suited to your schedule so you can do it from home.
Oh, that's flexible and convenient.
It's incredible.
Can you switch therapists if you don't like the one that you're paired with?
Totally. Because sometimes you have to find a therapist that's compatible for you so you can switch therapists with no additional charge. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/hadit today and get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/hadit. Okay, Delta, had it or hit it, over explainers.
You know what? Hit it, because I do that. And what was weird is I realized, as I'm doing right now, I realized that, like, wait, you're in drag, but you're still fucking mansplaining to people. You are mansplaining to women, to men, to everybody, because why? You think they don't understand? You can be a drag queen and mansplain.
A mansplaining drag queen listener. I mean, we have it all for you. Okay, had it or hit it, Marlboro Man typed rugged cowboys.
Oh, hit it.
Hit it, for sure. Agree.
Hit it.
Okay. Had it or hit it, wedges.
Oh, I've had it.
Yeah, I don't think a wedge is a good look for a drag queen. I think you got to go pump or heel.
Yeah, big pump.
Well, and this is the new thing is, there's a time and place for all of it. And there's definitely a place for a flat when you're riding on like gay pride float where no one can see your feet.
That's
or
a great
if you're doing
point.
some sort of comedy number. And I'm good for a comedy number, because if that's my like second or third number of the night, I'm like, oh, I'm going to put on flats.
Yeah.
Because I'm supposed to be an old lady and this
Right.
makes sense. And some people are like, oh, you're just cheating. I'm like, would an old lady wear stripper shoes with this? No. And so I can like con my way out of not having put on a pump.
But here's the deal. Like, as I've gotten older, the heels really hurt my feet a lot. So if I'm in New York, I will wear like sandals, walk to the restaurant, and then carry my shoes in my hand, my heels, and then change shoes right outside the restaurant door and then go in the heels.
Sure.
Okay. Had it or hit it, photoshopped photos.
Oh, hit it all day long. I need a filter. I was on Instagram Live right before this, and I was like looking at myself, and I thought, "Fuck! If I could just take this filter over to the Zoom, it would be so." I'm in love with a filter. I have a friend, a photographer. He's a photographer, a makeup artist, a hairdresser. His name's Matthew Anderson, and he was dedicated to RuPaul, creating RuPaul's look for pretty much all of her career. And Matthew always said, the retouching is just the next step in the cosmetic application, just because I want people to see it the way I saw it in the mirror.
Yes.
So I like being a little forgiving. I'm forgiving myself right now with my camera angled up so you don't see the 4 chins that are here. I'd like just 2. When I take a picture at family, I'm always like, listen, let's stagger ourselves. And then let me sweeten this a little bit, because I know that if you had known the mascara had crumbled under your eye, you would have fixed it. But I'm going to fix it for you. I'm not going to get rid of all your lines. I'm not going to do all that. But I am going to forgive you a little bit, because everybody thinks, I think everybody needs to be sweetened just a little bit.
I agree. I like it. Okay, last one. Had it or hit it? Dick pics.
Hit it. Yes. Dick pics, boobs, scars, cellulite improvement pictures, all of it. I like pictures. But what I don't like, honestly, is pictures of people's babies that were just born. I'm like, why don't you wait for a little bit? Like,
agree.
They're all swollen. Like, maybe save that for your immediate family.
Right. For your family group text.
Right.
Yeah, but don't put it on. Just chill out a little bit until your baby, like, sweeten them up a little bit too.
Yeah, it takes about a week before they look really cute.
I agree. What about the photos where the baby still has the gunk on it and it hasn't been washed, and they're putting it on the World Wide Web and like straight from the womb and all the sac onto the mom's belly, and you photograph it and pop that shit up on the World Wide Web?
Yeah,
Enough.
No.
I have
had it. I've had it with that. Clean up those goddamn babies and let them take shape a little bit. I mean, at some point that baby's going to be an adult. He's going to be like, what the fuck were you doing putting me all stinky out on the internet like that?
I mean, you don't even want people to, like, when you get a pedicure and maybe you're excited about your toes, like, you don't want to pull your feet out of the water when they're all like shriveled up. You want to wait and be like, oh, look at this new color, which is just kind of a flex for me to tell people, like, I still have my toes. Like, you know what I mean? My sugar's not that bad. They didn't fall off yet. So, but damn.
Okay, Delta, fuck, marry, kill. Are you ready?
Okay, fuck me. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, Britney Spears.
Okay.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Okay.
Cher.
Fuck Britney.
Yeah.
Fuck Britney. Marry Cher. No. Oh no. Yeah. Marry Cher. Kill Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah. Totally agree. Okay. What about? I hate to do this to you.
Just do it.
Mike Pence. Piers Morgan. Ronald Reagan.
You know, just growing up and knowing Ronald Reagan from my childhood, and not knowing until I became like a teenager, like what a monster he was. I would say I would have to have married that person just off of the knowledge of who I thought he was, a cowboy who became a president. And like, I know differently about that.
Right.
But I'm going with that memory. That would be who I would marry. Oh God, Pierce Moore. I mean, there's something tells me that that Mike Pence, he might be a wild ride. So I might have to him. Pierce Morgan is just he looks gross, he acts gross. I know he smells like aqua velva. Get out of here. Gone, murdered with Caitlyn Jenner.
I love the slap and tickle with Mike Pence.
I do too. Thinking he's a wild ride.
I think you're right. Something's going on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I also feel like he's the type of person, if he was around like maybe only Democrats, he'd be like, I'm a Democrat. It's fine. I'm a Democrat. It's good. I don't know. I remember, like, gosh, when you mention these political figures, I can remember a time when people used to say, like, I am a Republican because I own a business. And because I own this business, I'm thinking like financially. And I feel like there used to be a time where we were under the impression that you could be a little more progressive in your party or a little more restrained in your party. And like, there's just, it's so weird that that's not a thing, really. Like,
Right.
it's been polarized.
Right.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah, totally. Well, Delta Work, we want to thank you so much for joining
Thank
us.
you.
And we want to celebrate you and all members of the LGBTQ
Thank
IA
you.
plus community. We are huge allies. Pumps has a shirt on that says proud ally. And like,
I love that.
she's got some magenta little breeches on. She just looks adorable. Some tragic wedges, but that's neither here nor there. But we want to wish everyone a very happy Pride Month, and we loved having
Thank
you
you.
on. You are so fun.
Thank you
And
so much.
You're so smart. Very, very
Thank you.
intelligent person. Really, very insightful.
And beautiful.
I first started seeing your clips on, I think on TikTok, started coming up, and I'm like, I've had it too. Like, I love the fact that we're willing to acknowledge first world problems. We're not unaware that other people are suffering.
Right.
We're
true.
aware of that, but we can't do anything about it immediately in this second. But we
Right.
can bitch about the things that are pissing us off, especially when we're fucking paying for them.
Exactly, Delta.
Well said.
And listener, you can find Delta. She is the host of the Very Delta podcast. Delta, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Love y'all.
Love
Love.
her. She is
Here's
fantastic.
the deal. The people that bitch about drag queens and drag shows, they've never been. Because if you've been to a drag show or you've met a drag queen, you realize it's like the happiest place on earth.
Totally.
It's so much fun. It's fantastic interaction. It's stimulating. It's engaging. Like, you cannot. It is like physically impossible to have a bad time.
Here's the deal.
At a
It
drag show.
says far more about the drag queen haters
Oh, I agree.
than it does about drag queens, because we're supposed to be a country that values the First Amendment and freedom. And
Right.
part of that is freedom of expression. And any person should be able to express themselves in a democratic society freely and without judgment. Love who they want, dress how they want,
Right.
lip sync to whatever they want. It doesn't fucking matter. I think anybody who has outspoken against drag queens is putting a red flag right there.
That they're fucked up.
1000%.
Yes. No. She was absolutely delightful.
Love Delta Work. I mean, absolutely love Delta Work.
She's
We've got
hilarious.
to get our asses to a drag show.
I know. We were supposed to go next weekend, and I can't go because of Luke's stuff. But we're going to get one on the docket.
On the docket, you hear that? That's what lawyers say. That's what they call a calendar,
Or
the docket.
on the calendar.
All right, listen up, listener. We are thinking about going on tour.
It's kind of exciting.
Yeah, so we're looking at some cities. So if you guys would comment and tell us like where you live and how many people you think you could get to come, because our nightmare is that we would show up to a venue, and I don't know, some city, USA or UK or wherever,
And there'd be 5 people.
and 5 people show up. Okay, so listener, please send us a voice memo to Instagram. Go give us a review. In the review, you can tell us where you live and if you'd come to a live tour. And also click the 5 stars, subscribe, and do all the shit you're supposed to. Pumps, tell them when we'll see you.
We will see you next Tuesday or Thursday or both.
That's right. Bye, everyone.